Hello whiskey lovers, and welcome to another one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings. What a beautiful day for a walk in the park. But I'm not here to talk to you about this beautiful park. No, I'm here to talk to you about a whiskey distillery that I've never talked to you about before. Imagine that! We are close to 400 ramblings so far, and I've never spoken to you about the distillery that I would like to talk to you about today. My very first rambling was, if memory serves, in 2010, and now a decade later is the very first time ever that I will be talking to you about the Glenkinchie distillery. Now, Glenkinchie is a Lowland distillery, and because it's only 25 kilometers south of the Scottish capital, it is sometimes referred to as the Edinburgh malt. Now, when it was founded in 1825 by George and John Raitt, it was actually named the Milton Distillery. Not many people know this. It took until 1837 until it got its current name of Glenkinchie. Most of the production of Glenkinchie goes to the blenders: Haig, Dimple, Buchanan's, and of course, Johnnie Walker. It's one of the fingerprint malts in the best-selling scotch in the world. So Glenkinchie has been renovated now, and in October 2020 they reopened their doors, and they are now called the brand home, the Lowland brand home of Johnnie Walker. So Glenkinchie wasn't all that well known until 1988. That's when Diageo launched the classic malts, and all of a sudden, in every restaurant, in every pub, this plinth would appear with 6 classic malts on it, and every malt was representative for a style or a region. Glenkinchie was selected to represent the Lowlands, thus sealing the fate of Rosebank, but I digress. Anyway, the one I would like to try today is not the Glenkinchie classic malt, which started out as a 10-year-old and then became a 12-year-old. No, what we will be trying is the Glenkinchie Distillers Edition. And there she is, the Glenkinchie Distillers Edition. It's a yearly returning series of the classic malts, but with a twist. That twist being a second maturation on a different kind of wood. And in the case of Glenkinchie, this is again the 12 years old, like the classic malt, but with a second maturation on Amontillado cask. Amontillado is a kind of sherry, a kind of wine. Very special indeed. This one is double matured on an Amontillado cask and then bottled at 43% ABV. And that's the one I would like to try today. So a beautiful, full golden color, obviously from the sherry cask. Let's find out if this Glenkinchie Lowland malt, Edinburgh malt, is any good on the nose. Ah, it's very sweet. Extremely fruity. I get peach, green grapes and Granny Smith apples. A lot of gooseberries as well, a good dash of honey. A handful of almond shavings and some vanilla. This is a very approachable and a very friendly malt on the nose, right on the palate. Nicely mouth coating, mouth filling, it sticks to your teeth. Again, the same sweetness that I got on the nose, but now it's upholstered with a bit of white pepper. It's actually quite feisty. I get a hint of wood smoke even. This is good. It's mildly drying while the fruit is actually evolving towards a more tropical fruitiness. Quite lovely. And on the finish then. The finish is actually fairly long. Mildly drying still, but it remains uber fruity and just a tiny bit spicy. So for those of you who might think that the Glenkinchie 10 years old or the Glenkinchie 12 years old, which is now the standard release, is a bit too easy or too common or maybe not exciting enough, I would suggest that you give this Glenkinchie Distillers Edition on an Amontillado cask a chance. Give it a go, give it a try, because this is actually quite a lovely and entertaining malt indeed. And that, my friends, is all for this Whiskey Rambling, the very first one about Glenkinchie, and I hope to see one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings real soon. And until then, may the malt be with you. Bye-bye.